It's 8 p.m. Here are our top stories in 90 seconds.
My heart drops. Nobody's ready to lose a child. Nobody wants to hear those things about their children.
A local teen is in critical condition after being shot on an RTD bus.
I'm terrified. I just want justice for my baby.
Tonight we're live with new pictures of the suspect as a worried mother searches for answers. The iconic Grizzly Rose is shut down after an ill-advised weekend of partying.
We could issue an order to close until such time as we determine that you can operate in compliance.
Plus, restaurants in Denver can start applying for the FiveStar program tomorrow morning.
Well, I think that this program is a major benefit to Denver businesses, and hopefully we could keep as many people as we can employed.
What this means for your next night out. A counter-proposal to the president's COVID relief plan.
I support passing COVID relief with support from Republicans if we can get it.
We break down the Republican plan and the chances it could gain bipartisan support. And howling winds and heavy snow blanket the Northeast.
This is a dangerous, life-threatening situation.
We bring you the latest live updates as our friends to the east hunker down for more snow to come. Good Monday evening and welcome to our first evening newscast of Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. Our goal on this show is to catch you up on the day's events and also bring you new updates and news stories that impact your world. First at 8, the search for a person who shot this teen several times on board an RTD bus. This happened over the weekend in Denver's Montbello neighborhood. Denver7's Addie Guajardo joins us live from Children's Hospital in Aurora, where that teen is now fighting for each and every breath. Addie.
Well, Jessica, that teen's mom has been at the hospital all day. She's clearly distraught. She was in tears when she spoke to us, telling us that her son was on his way home from a friend's house when he was shot several times. We were the first to break that photo of the suspect to the mother, who tells us DPD has kept her in the dark.
I got a phone call from Children's Hospital saying that my son had been shot multiple times.
Olivia Maxwell was in Atlanta when the call came in Sunday evening.
My heart drops. Nobody's ready to lose a child.
She booked the first flight back home to be with her 17-year-old son, Jeremiah Topping.
I was terrified. I haven't eaten or sleeping in the last 48 hours.
Each hour weighs heavily as she prays for her son's recovery, a teenager with big dreams.
Very funny guy, very talented. Music industry, he can rap, he can sing, he can draw.
Doctors say Jeremiah is in critical condition.
He's my baby.
He's fighting for his life after being shot 4 times.
I feel hurt. I want justice for my son.
Police say the teen was shot while on a RTD bus on Sunday around 5 p.m. near North Peoria Street and East Albrook Drive. They say the suspect confronted the victim.
I don't know what to feel. I don't even know who that is or why he would even want to hurt my baby.
The suspect is described as a black man in his late teens or early 20s with dreadlocks that have blonde or gold tips. He's wearing a white Champion hoodie with gray or black shoes.
Just turn yourself in, please.
Now we have reached out to RTD. They say they are cooperating with police. If you know anything about what happened on Sunday evening or know the suspect in those photos, Jeremiah's mother is pleading that you contact Denver Crime Stoppers. They have a $2,000 reward and you can remain anonymous. Reporting live in Aurora, Addie Guajardo, Denver7.
Addie, thank you. We have to get right to more breaking news. In the last hour, the NBA announced it is postponing tonight's Nuggets game against the Detroit Pistons because of COVID. The game was postponed just minutes before tip-off at Ball Arena. The NBA says a Pistons player tested positive or had an inconclusive test. And because of contact tracing, the Pistons didn't have enough players for the game to proceed. This is the 23rd NBA game postponed this season because of COVID. Tonight, the iconic Grizzly Rose Country Bar in Denver is in jeopardy of being shut down because of this ill-advised party over the weekend. Tri-County Health says the owner called them this morning and said he would voluntarily shut down. We stopped by tonight to find a closed sign. The Grizzly Rose could be closed for even longer. The health department said today this isn't their first time dealing with the Country Bar and suggested it will be their last or could be their last. Grizzly Rose has a capacity limit of 50 people. Anyone who was there on Saturday should get a COVID test. Tomorrow morning, Denver businesses can start applying for the FiveStar program. That allows places like restaurants to operate with larger capacities. Denver7's CB Cotton explains what restaurant owners and customers alike can expect under these new rules.
To get the program started, the City and County of Denver will accept 500 applications tomorrow on a first-come, first-served basis. These applications are for pre-certification only because Denver has only been conditionally approved for the program. Denver will have to maintain level orange metrics for 7 days in a row before the program can be fully implemented. But once it is, there are some changes that you, the customer, may notice. For businesses, there's an HVAC checklist and application to complete. They both make sure everything has been maintained and proper cleaning supplies are being used. Once those are done, an auditor will come by the business to do an inspection. And some of the FiveStar checklist measures that you may notice are more air purifiers inside and businesses keeping their doors and windows open when weather permits. There's also been a huge push to make sure program information is available in multiple languages, including Spanish and Vietnamese.
So it is important for us to really look at our minority businesses. They have additional barriers that other companies don't have. When English is your second language, you really need extra technical assistance.
I'll have much more coming up on Denver7 News at 10. I'm CB Cotton reporting.
Thank you, CB. In Boulder County, businesses will soon be able to apply for the FiveStar program. The state approved the county's application last week. The owner of Walnut Cafe hopes it makes a difference.
I mean, I still don't know that we'll hit our capacity, but at least we have the option, and we know that we'll have more seats.
Businesses can apply beginning Friday. An inspector will then come out to make sure each business meets the criteria. 10 Senate Republicans met with President Biden today in a push towards a more conservative COVID relief package. Their $618 billion plan calls for $300 a week in federal unemployment benefits and $1,000 stimulus payments. Respectfully, that's $100 and $400 less than what the Biden administration is pushing for. The Republican plan would also allocate $20 billion for schools and $50 for small businesses. It says nothing of added support for states and cities, a key provision of President Biden's $1.9 trillion aid package. Ideally, the first to receive the vaccine would also be the first to enjoy lighter restrictions. But as Contact Denver7's Jacqueline Allen learned today, there is nothing ideal about our current situation.
We had a wonderful life.
The life Mike and Gretchen Samuels built together.
Got married right after graduation.
Left no regrets. Their bucket list complete.
In August of 2017, we got the diagnosis that he had frontotemporal dementia. That kind of changed everything.
November 2019, Mike entered memory care just before the pandemic. Since then, outdoor visits only from a distance.
Not being able to go in and touch him or hug him or spend any kind of time with him has just been heartbreaking.
Has he gone downhill faster?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt.
For so many separated, the vaccine seemed the only way out. But now the first to be vaccinated remain in isolation with the most human of questions.
When do we get to go? When do we get to be with them? I want to be able to hug him, sit in bed with him and watch TV, just talk to him, help him, touch him is what I want to be able to do.
Contact Denver7 went looking for answers. When will regular visitation start up again?
We do have a little time before that will be occurring.
In a news conference, state health leaders say federal guidance still has not been issued about post-vaccine visitation. Is there a timeline?
Probably within the next 2 weeks, I imagine we'll hear more from CMS and the CDC.
For Gretchen, weeks of waiting means losing precious time she and Mike will never get back.
Because my husband is dying. So every single day he disappears. Every day that I lose is a day that I won't have with him here.
Contact Denver7 is hearing about another challenge too. State health leaders tell me staff at these care facilities have a relatively low rate of vaccination. They're refusing to get the shots, and that could be another barrier to lifting these visitation restrictions. For Contact Denver7, I'm Jacqueline Allen.
Tough time for those families. Thank you, Jacqueline. New at 8, within the last few hours, Denver City Council approved more money for a program to transport people from homeless shelters to the hospital. The City Council approved an additional $477,000 to its existing contract with Stadium Medical. This contract now runs through June 30th.
This was long overdue.
A federal investigation into the JBS meatpacking plant. Amid accusations, the company put workers in harm's way.
There's been a lot of failures around this whole pandemic and the virus.
The action that could be taken against the Greeley plant for failing to keep its employees safe. Plus, the East Coast is getting slammed by a winter storm as temperatures remain mild in Colorado.
60s for the Eastern Plains on Tuesday, but there's snow in the 7-day.
And coming up later, this Girl Scout knows how to run a business.
Last year, I sold 4,456 boxes. For my entire career, I've sold like 15,050.